Hello humans, I'm the Alien Doctor, but you can call me Alien, and welcome back to another Minecraft Bedrock Edition add-on showcase video. Today I'm going to be showing you two resource packs that you can use to make your game look even more like Java Edition. So the first one I'm going to be showing you is a UI pack to make your UI, as you can see here, look more like Java Edition. And then the second one will be an aspects pack, or Java aspects pack, to actually make certain aspects of your game look more like Bedrock Edition. But anyway, first of all, let's take a look at the UI pack. So before you start asking me, yes, there will be a link in the description to this pack. It is made by CrisXolt. Sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. And it is actually a mix of a couple of packs. So on this downloads page, if you scroll to the bottom, you'll see there are 4 different packs that I'm like highlighting here, plus a separate pack folder, but these are 4 actual packs. So we've got the Java UI, the mixed UI, the PvP UI, and the standalone HUD bottom chat. So this will just make your chat go to the bottom like Java Edition, because obviously in Bedrock Edition it's at the top. This is a PvP UI, this is a mix of Java and PvP UI, and yeah, you can download those if you want. I am going to be showing off the Java UI in today's video, but if you are interested in these other two, then perhaps make sure to download them, or even just the standalone HUD bottom chat. To actually download them, just click on the link. It's then going to warn you that you're leaving MCBE DL. That's fine, press click here to continue, and it will take you to Linkvertise, where you can then click on free access with ads. You're then going to want to discover some interesting articles. If you just wait a couple of seconds, I think it's like 5 seconds, then you click off this. Do the same with the discover related topics. Okay, there we go. And then you can press continue to bottom chat UI, where it'll open a media file link. Press on this sort of blue download button. This is a download here ad, and that's an ad as well. And there may be more ads, but yeah, anyway, that's not the point. Make sure to click on this button, not any of these, because those are viruses. Now let's get back on with the video. Once you've downloaded the pack and imported it into your game like any other pack, if you click on settings, global resources, then you can actually just apply this here. Here it is, the Java UI pack. And yeah, let's take a look at some of the features of this pack. So let's activate the pack and then go out of it. And boom, our Bedrock UI has been Javaified, if that is a word. So anyway, let's take a look around. So first of all, let's take a look at the options. Now you can see here that it is effectively all the same options, actually in pretty similar order to what it is on Java Edition, which is quite nice. You can see here we've also got some buttons up here. So we've got this button, which takes you to the more options. This button, which actually changes your view from first person to third person behind, third person in front, which is quite cool. This button, which is the how to play button. And then this button, which is to subscribe to Realms if you're interested in that. And then as you can see here, we've got all of the normal settings and things like that you may or may not want to use. And yeah, they're basically in a pretty similar order to the Java Edition version. Obviously, Java and Bedrock does have slightly different settings in terms of what options are available. Now, actually in the video settings tab, you can actually see here that you can limit things like the frame rate, which is actually really, really quite cool. So there we go, let's limit it to 40. And also you can disable or enable VSync, which is also quite nice. And yeah, that's just quite a cool little feature there, which I thought I'd show you. That actually isn't a vanilla option in the vanilla resource pack for whatever reason, but is with this pack. Anyway, now let's take a look at the marketplace. And yeah, it's exactly the same. As you can see here, the achievements are also the same, and they use the new Bedrock Edition UI. Obviously, because the achievements were recently updated. But yeah, so the achievement screen has not been changed. But anyway, let's hop into the play game button. Where you can see right here, you've obviously got your single player world. So we've got this world that I've already created for that intro. You can click on new world, and here are some of the templates that you may or may not have, as well as the create new button, which most of you will be using. And then you can select all of your various world settings and things like that. Game mode survival, as you can see here, and let's just, you know, name it. Anyway, and yeah, let's just load into it like that. You can see right here, you've got the Java Edition loading thing, or you did have it, but it loads so fast on Bedrock Edition that you don't get that much time to see it. And here we are in a world. Now you can see here that the chat is actually at the bottom. just like it is on Java Edition, which is really, really cool as well. Obviously, you've got the settings option if you want to change some of the chat settings, because that's the thing that happens on Bedrock Edition. And yeah, that is really, really cool. What about coordinates, you may be asking? Well, let's turn on coordinates now. Before we do that, though, let's take a look at the pause screen. So as you can see here, it looks very similar to Java Edition. We've got the dressing room, where you can obviously change your skins, which hasn't been changed. List players. So I'm pressing the tab button now. It's not showing the players. I don't think that's a possible feature to implement. But instead, to list the players, you go onto the pause and then click list players. And then this will tell you all the players in the game, which is right now just me. If you press on the options, it will take you to the settings, similar to the settings I showed earlier. The invite game, where you can invite some of your friends, and many more things like that. But anyway, let's enable coordinates real quickly. And where do you think coordinates would be? Not in that one, that's the wrong one. So this is actually the options for your game. I believe this chest is the options. No, that's the marketplace. Why is there a marketplace buttons there? Okay, so I don't actually think that you can change your world settings inside the world, if that makes sense. So let's actually leave the world and then we'll enable coordinates, because I want to see what that looks like with a Java UI. So let's see. More world options. Advanced. Where are coordinates? Or do they just not exist? Wait, so can I just not turn on coordinates then? Okay, I'm going to try something. So let's actually disable this pack. There we go. It's disabled now. And there we go, back to the normal Bedrock UI. And then let's go onto this world and let's actually enable show coordinates. And now we're going to go back and re-enable the pack, because I want to see what the Bedrock Edition coordinates will look like with this Java Edition pack. And boom, okay, they just look exactly the same. No different, really. Okay, that's fine. Now, my other question is, what happens if you press F8, which actually makes the paper doll appear? And the answer is nothing. The paper doll is exactly the same as well, from what I can tell. So that's fine. But yeah, overall, this is a really, really cool pack. And it's even like the simple things. Like, for example, the hotbar down here is actually on the bottom, like connected to the bottom of the screen. On Bedrock Edition, normally it would actually be floating a little bit. So I like that that's the thing that they do. And yeah, it is super cool. Now, one thing to point out is that in default Bedrock Edition, if you go into video settings and screen animations, in default that is actually enabled. And as you can see here, it gives you these kind of slow screen animations that, well, I personally am not a fan of. So if you want to get rid of them to make it even more like Java Edition, then I would recommend disabling screen animations. You can do that in the vanilla game without this pack as well. And you also just saw a bit of a look at the inventory. So obviously here is the survival inventory. You've got the recipe book and things like that. And this works really well. I mean, let's actually just put like crafting table or something, and here we go. And yeah, I don't know, it's really nice. And you've got all the different tabs as well. And yeah, that is super cool to see. In comparison, here is actually the creative mode inventory, which looks exactly the same pretty much as the Java Edition one. One thing that they, I'm assuming, just couldn't remove is the grouping on Bedrock Edition. So you can see here, you know, all of the potions are grouped together until you actually click on them. I'm assuming that's just something that couldn't be removed, that is just in the base Bedrock Edition code. But yeah, I mean, either way, you can see here that all the tabs are organized like Java Edition is. And yeah, it's really nice to see. Even the destroy item thing is there as well, which is really cool. So this is Java Aspects, a texture pack that makes Bedrock Edition feel, sound, and look more like Java Edition. So Java Aspects by Agent Mindstorm actually is compatible with the Java UI pack that I showed earlier. As you can see here, Java Aspects and Christmas chests are guaranteed compatible with VDX Java UI. So what you're going to want to do is actually have the Java UI below Java Aspects. So let's actually do that right now. So here is Java Aspects, and you can either use the performance mode or the fidelity mode or version. I'm going to use this one because I'm not on a mobile device. And now let's see what the game looks like. And it should look even more like Bedrock Edition. Not Bedrock Edition, that's what we're trying to get away from. It should look even more like Java Edition. So here we go. Here's the Java Aspects, and you're going to want to make sure Java Aspects is actually above Java UI. And just to point something out, these are actually both just resource packs. So that means you can use them on any world or server as long as that world or server doesn't use another resource pack that modifies the same textures. So here we are actually using the Java aspects and also the Java UI packs on Minecraft, and which is a server, and you can see here that they both work absolutely fine, other than with these, but these are broken for another reason. These aren't broken because of the resource pack, don't worry. But anyway, let's just load out onto a single player world and I'll show you a little bit more of what the Java aspects pack can do to make your game look even more like Bedrock Edition. So let's go back over here to the single player world and go back on to the showcase world. So as you can see here, now that we've loaded into the game, you can actually see here that the hand is a lot more like Java Edition, which is quite nice to see. On Java Edition, I think it's like the hand is actually stuck out forwards more. So I think that's the change I'm noticing. I don't know. Either way, there is definitely a change there. And I'm just going to disable view bobbing because it's annoying. And you can see here that the hand is still further forward as well. Now, there are absolutely tons of things that have changed in Java aspects to make the game just look a little bit more like Java Edition. Java aspects. So the first pack I showed you is Java UI, which I am still using. I'm using both of these because that's the best combination in my opinion. But Java UI will make the UI more like Java Edition. Java aspects will make certain things about your game more like Java Edition. You can see here all of the various wall types look like Java Edition, like they have the Java Edition textures or whatever. Same with the bed. The actual item, it also has the Java Edition textures. On Bedrock Edition, they look a bit different than that. It's like even when you hold them and stuff, although when you hold them, they do look a little bit strange because they've not got the 3D-ness, but whatever, what can you really do? And Java Aspects has a ton more features, as you can see on screen right now. So if you're using Java UI, then you might as well also use Java Aspects. And if you're using Java Aspects, you might as well use Java UI. Unless you actually like the Bedrock UI, in which case don't use Java UI. But I mean, that's the great thing, right? This is all a choice, so you don't have to use one or the other. You can kind of use both. So if you like the way the game looks, but you don't like the UI, then you can use the Java UI and keep the way that Bedrock looks, or vice versa. It's great, and that's why these packs are a really good combo to make your world look even more like Java Edition. And this list is still going. I can't think of anything else to say, and it's still scrolling. Okay, there we go. We've reached the bottom. So all that's left to say is thank you so much to CrisXolt, or however I say your name, CrisXolt. I'm sorry, I really don't know how to say your name. And Agent Mindstorm. Let me just make it day, 1 second. Okay, there we go. Thank you very much to Agent Mindstorm and Chris for making both of these absolutely amazing resource packs to make your game look more like Java Edition. They're absolutely great for players that obviously want their game to look more like Java Edition, but play Bedrock Edition. I mean, even look at the crouch. The crouch looks like I'm on Java Edition. It's honestly amazing. Like, it's great, honestly. But yeah, that is actually going to be it for today's episode of Addon Showcase. Make sure to subscribe for more Minecraft Bedrock Edition videos and tutorials like this one, and also to join the Alien Empire today. YouTube recommends that you might like the video on screen right now, so maybe give it a watch. Bye.